Hello and welcome to Venus Consciousness. I am doing a midnight, actually 12:23, so a little after midnight live, and just decided that yeah, I was feeling a little bit down about things lately, and just had a bit of a rough day, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to. Hi, Alia. Melody, you too? Oh my goodness. Okay, 2 people I know just joined, so hi, guys. I was like, I don't know, I was feeling a bit down about my whole thing. Oh, goodness. Okay. Now I'm just laughing because my daughter came on. And my friend Alia. So, you know what? I was not expecting those 2. Let's just say I just came on because I was feeling a little bit bummed about Substack. I was like, "Hello, Bruno." "Oh, nice. Good morning. Ciao. Buongiorno. Parlo italiano también." Or también, because 'cause I'm learning Spanish. También. I'm like Spanglish Italiano, okay? Pero puedo hablar no, now I'm, like, thinking in Spanish. Puedo hablar en español because I'm moving to Spain. Posso hablar en italiano. No, hablar es Spanish. Okay, okay, I'm gonna stop doing that now. My brain. Yeah, I'm gonna try to have a live now. I got a little distracted. Anyway, thank you guys. Thank you 3 people for being here. Now I'm self-conscious because yeah. Anyway, okay, I was gonna talk about, Oh, yes. I know. You know what? It's all true. It's good, Ollie. It's like, it's good to see you being yourself even when you're a bit down. I mean, to be honest, yeah, I think I just Oh, hi, Rachel. Some people I knew got on. I think it's hard because, we have to be ourselves and we just have to, like, give it our best shot, and so life is not always easy, and I think that sometimes we can just, you know oh, and hi, Libra. We can sometimes just put too much pressure on ourselves and, have too many high expectations, or we can focus on the wrong things. So, for example, I have really been enjoying this sort of freedom of expression that I found when I came to Substack. And then, though, I think that also yeah, I have a lot of other things going on. Oh, yes, this is that, and I got at M too, so I have some people joining. Um, hi for the 6 of you that came to say hi. Yeah, it's midnight here. My daughter Mel, who joined, I don't know if she's still on, but she just went to New York today, and I and my other daughter's in Spain. So I got one daughter in New York who's actually going to be moving to New York, and she got into NYU. Some of you who follow me know that, and I'm very very stinking proud of her. She's my oldest. And then my other one, and she's on here now. So giving a shout out to her. And then also my other daughter, who just turned 16, is in Spain right now. And that's where we're moving. So anyway, it's sort of cool that my two oldest who are sort of about to fly the nest and are in the cities that they're going to be living in. So, anyway, that stuff's cool, and yeah. Aw, thanks, Alia. Yeah, so anyway, I guess I just was like, I think our brains can get all keyed up on the wrong stuff, and then sometimes we can have hard days, like I posted today. I just woke up feeling like things were heavy, and I don't know if it's in the stars or if it's just me. My daughter Mel, she was also having a rough morning, and it's like she and I usually feel the same things at the same times without even coordinating it. So I was just like, yeah, just feeling heavy. And I ended up going to lunch with a friend of mine from Hawaii who I haven't seen in a long time, and another friend who we've been friends for a long time, but just the friendship hasn't always felt equal to me. And so, um, yeah, I've had to walk away from a lot of people in my life. And I think every time I'm confronted with another one of those relationships, sometimes I end up feeling sort of sad because, I don't ever want to have to walk away from people, but I guess what I've learned is that, like, Yeah, it makes me feel a bit I'm gonna tear up in front of the camera. But it's just like, um, yeah, you just, have to sometimes walk away from the relationships of the people that are not, I think when it boils down to not able to, love themselves in a certain way, and so then there becomes this, they aren't really able to love you in the way that you deserve to be loved if they can't love themselves. And but if there's someone that you've known for a long time, it can hurt because you don't want to have to walk away and you don't want to have to lose them in your life. And so I think that, like, when you've had, heartbreak or betrayal or people that let you down, it's like anytime a new person opens the wound, and I talked to Mel about this because, sorry, Mel, I'm gonna talk about you on the Zoom if you're still here, but or on the live. But like, so she had a boyfriend that, seemed really amazing, and they even went to Japan together. And then he just sort of flipped. And like, we've had, Mel and I have had so many people in our lives that have just sort of flipped. And I don't know if you can relate to this, but like, you're going along and you think that someone is a certain way, and then all of a sudden they show you something really different, and it can feel really yucky and it can be hard. And when that happens, you don't really, you have two choices. You have a choice to sort of, um, I think many of us, when someone shows us something that is less than desirable or something even really awful, awful, you know, yeah, there are ways that we respond. And I think oftentimes the first response is sort of, it can be heartbreak when someone doesn't show up for you the way that you are showing up for them, or the way that you show up in your life. And that feeling of sadness, I posted a note about this the other day, like, sadness can sometimes become, we talk a lot about addiction in society. It's like addicted to substance, or aw. Thanks, Alia. Um, yeah. So anyway, she's just talking. She's saying some nice things to me in the comments. She and I joined around the same time, and she is doing really, really well, and I'm really proud of her and happy for her because, she is trying to build a life for herself and her son, and it's not easy where she lives. Um, and at the same time, I think if I'm being totally honest, I'm like, "Hey, how come my numbers won't grow? I'm not doing it right." And then I'm like, "Okay." And so I wrote a post about this, like, or a note, like, it's so easy for us to focus on like what we're doing wrong. And I think it's a lot harder to focus on what we're doing right. And this can be, and then it's really easy to compare too. Like, I'm sure Alia would say that she has her own, you probably, Alia, have your own like benchmarks you're trying to hit, in your own, you know, comparisons, that there's always going to be someone that's ahead of you. And of course, I'm not like, going around like Alia, you're one of, many writers that like are just sort of soaring along, and I'll look at you and be like, I'm so happy for her and I want to do that too. And then I'll be like, and I'm shrinking and my growth is this and that must mean that I have nothing good to say, or that. And then I was like, you know what? As I was like feeling down about it, I was like, I'm just gonna, oh, yeah, exactly. Betrayal from closest friends, that got me on a different tangent because I was just reading one of your comments. But, like, in terms of comparison, I think that, like, we're not going to the person that, like, maybe just signed up, or that, like, is also growing slow with us. Like, we're looking at the people that, and then if you're someone that has in the thousands of people that are, like, following or subscribing, you're probably looking at the ones that have, like, the 20,000 or whatever. So, like, it's such a tricky thing of the mind, and I feel like comparison, when I start to spiral into comparison, it's really good to remind myself that, like, it's really not, it really is, a human, like, when we're desiring to have an outcome, like, I would love to be a successful writer, whether it's here or other places. I'd love to publish a book one day. And I think what it is we sometimes, hi, Blue, welcome. I think sometimes we sell ourselves short when we don't, see the results that we're hoping for, or we make it about us. Like, like what I'm realizing I was doing because I was less active for a little while. I had a lot going on getting this move ready for Spain. I went and did a retreat. I did some dating online, which was disastrous. But I learned a lot about myself and about like things that I do that are self-sabotaging, and I'm realizing that I don't really want to be in a relationship. And aw. Yeah, Alia's telling me that she's had her own fair share. It's true, you did leave for a little while and then you came back. Um, but you're doing really, really well, and I'm proud of you because you need it, and I know what you're trying to get, your freedom. So, and I think that sometimes, like, for me, I think about, like, instead of focusing on, like, okay, why has my views are all going down, the likes are going down, like, I feel like nothing's happening, and I fixate on that, and really, I don't know if you can relate to this. I'm using Substack as an example, but are there times in your life where you're looking at that person or you're looking at that thing, and like really when you start to negatively compare, it's because there's something in you that you're feeling sad about, and it's like, okay, what's the story that we tell ourselves? Cuz so often we are running a story that is really not helpful. It's not helpful for us. And so like for me, it becomes around, like, telling myself a story, um, that's cute. People are, like, saying hi to each other and to me, like, we're just, like, a little group of, like, 7 or 8 people here. Sort of fun, guys. Thank you for being here. I think, yeah, we just sometimes we tell ourselves so many negative things, like, it really is one of those things where I'm like, yeah, okay, right. Success in Substack, I'm reading a note from Bruno, means a critical number of people learn to read and quality write. It is not about personal professional writing careers. You're so right. You're right about what we write. Um, yeah, I think that, like, basically it is this thing that society, well, I mean, there are people like that, getting back to Alia, like, if you there are so many people, or there's another, what's her name? Bee Budding, I think, but I'm forgetting what her actual name is, but she's also doing really well, and, like, but she's also trying to support herself, and, like, I think that a lot of people have that dream, like, wouldn't it be cool to support myself in the writing? And I feel really blessed that, like, Finn, my husband who passed, like, left me with enough that I don't have to worry about that. And so, like, I think that turning comparative thinking into gratitude and being like, I'm so blessed. Or like I was just starting off getting a little bit choked up about like a friend who I'm not as close to anymore and the family I've had to walk away from. But it's like, but then if I remember, like I've got my kids and my kids are all doing so freaking well and I'm so proud of them. And like I'm so lucky to have 4 children who are thriving. And so I think that like the habit becomes when you start to negatively compare, or when you start to when you start to negatively compare, I'll come back to the comment I'm reading, but like I think that the important thing is that you are able to tell, like I always tell Mel, turn guilt into gratitude. And so like when you begin to feel either guilty or that negative self-talk of like comparing to something better, or thinking about what you don't have, when you could begin to think about what you do have, it really does turn it all around. Hi, Jamie. Another person just joined. And Bruno had said, like, what's the point of publishing anything when nobody reads or understands? And that's true. Like, there's the whole thing they talk about with new writers, like screaming into the void. And so I think that, like, there is something in sharing your art, and there is something in being human of wanting to be recognized. And so I think that there's like this really fine line between over fixating on like, what are my numbers doing? Who's reading? And then like trying to build something. There's the financial piece of like, wow, wouldn't it be cool if I could be bringing in a stream of income? But then there's also the heart piece of like, I'm writing from my heart. I'm talking from my heart. And that's what made me come on tonight. Cause I was like, you know what? F it. Like, fuck it. If I'm feeling sort of down and like I'm comparing myself and I'm in a negative loophole. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to get out my computer, get out my little microphone, get out like I walked around the house being like, should I turn on this light? Should I turn on this light? Because I usually like either do them in my car or in my office, but it's like midnight and the kids are asleep and the girls are gone. So the house is quiet. So I was like, I'm gonna do it right here. And then I was like, it was just like a little bit of that grit of being like, you know what? Aw. um Let's see. Blue is saying, "Sending lots of friendly love. Some people say I'm a guru, although I don't do my thing publicly. I've been denying it. Recently, I'm starting to believe it. I'll let you know when I'm ready to publish." Yes, go publish. Put it out there, Blue. And hi, Jamie. Thanks for being here too, and Libra and, Bruno. Anyway, I think it's like basically we are all a guru of our own lives, right? Like we are all the only unique person. And I love to say this, but I say it again and again, like you are the only person that can tell your story. And so if you can settle into your worthiness, and I think that I realize like my mission in the world is to be someone who learned to love themselves in the face of not being loved, and like, in the way that I could have been loved, and then, like, turning that around, hi, Ani, as well, and being able to love myself and then love others, and, um yeah, bring it back to the okay, so Jamie's saying, "Bring it back to the fun of the journey. I was so excited when I first started posting, and I really didn't care who read it. As time went on" You're so Jamie, I'm so with you on this. Um, yeah, I didn't as time went on, the post compiled, and I also noticed how overwhelming it is to want to read everyone else's. Totally. Like, you wanna have time to read, and yet you're also trying to live your life, and you're also trying to write, and everyone pretty much we all get to Substack, and I feel like there's this myth that, like, maybe that maybe everyone is there to read, but, like, really everyone's there to write. That's another thing about Ollie. I'm like, "Ollie, you spend so much time reading and promoting people," and I'm like, "I love that about you," and I feel like I need to do more of that. I've been starting trying to do more of that recently. Um, but yeah, it's like a lot of us join because we really wanna write, but we also wanna support each other. There's only so many hours in a day, and, so I think it's this conundrum that we get into. Um, yeah, never enough time, and then yeah, then it's like, "What am I worthy of a salary?" All the you're saying all the things, Jamie, that I go through my head. Um, we're all tired, overwhelmed, wondering if we're worthy. And even those what's funny? Even those that, like, get really successful, they're also wondering the same thing, because at the end of the day, as a human being, ooh, this is gonna get me into what I was just writing about and when I did my retreat about. Like, so I love this concept. So we are humans. We come here. There's an inevitable split that happens. Um, that basically is like when you're a child and when you very first have this wounding of like your essential self that just streams forth with all this light and all this love. And then something happens and so are you guys, like, somehow able to see that you guys are here too? That's sorta cool. Like, can you oh, you guys can read this probably too. I should join more live chat so I know how it actually works from, like, the watcher's perspective. Because I guess can you guys, like, see each other on here? That's really cool. I think you can. Anyway, we're like a group. I've never, like, had I think this late night thing, man, I mean, we're all, like, hanging out. I've always wanted that. I've been like, "Gosh, guys," like, that's partly why I wanna come on and do lives is just to, like, hang out with people here. And, like, obviously, we're not, like, in a group Zoom, but, like, you get to, like, chat your thing, and then we get to all hang out. I think plenty of people do that, like, on TikTok and places. They just, like, hang out. That's cool. Yeah, we're hanging out. Whoop, whoop, we're having a party, party, party. I'm just being silly. My if my daughter's still here, she's gonna be like, "Oh my god, I need to leave. My mom's embarrassing me." But anyway, yeah, some of you are on a time zone like in Europe where it's actually probably morning for you, but I'm chilling here at midnight, so I always was a bit of a night owl. Oh, yeah, my doggy's coming to say hi. Yeah, I was always a bit of a night owl, so I'm like, well, now that I have the house to myself, I'm just gonna get on and and chat and like talk about the stuff that's hard because it's like I was getting all in my head going back to that. And it's like we all get in our heads. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go on because I'm a fighter. And I think that you're a fighter too, because like you wouldn't be putting yourself out there and on a place like Substack unless oh my God, you guys are like chatting. I love it. There's like a group here that are hanging out. And I'm just hanging out too. But anyway, and I'm petting my dog. I think that like, oh goodness. Yeah, like I came on in a slump of like negative comparison loop and then I got on and I was like, "Wait, like it's not about that." Like it's really not. Okay, okay, I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to show you guys the puppy. Oh, here he is. See? Can you say hi, Oscar? This is Oscar. He is a border collie and he's a really a good boy and I love him a lot. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oscar, we should put you up here. You can come say hi. He's like, "No, I don't want to." Oh, Oscar, come say hi to the camera. He's like, "Here I am." I've got another dog here too. He'll just lay his paws in my lap. He's a lover boy. Um Oh, you woke up with a negative feeling too, Libra? See exactly. Like I feel like we often think we're just like these isolated little beings having these experiences in our own little minds. And like when really what's happening is we're like keying into something much bigger and much more global. Like the fact that you, me, and Mel all woke up, that's three of us, man. Okay. Three of us woke up feeling heavy. So, yeah, I think things happen, like, things happen in the ethers, like, we're all actually so Mercury's in Gatorade. Yeah, probably something like that too. I mean, I know it's all interconnected and, like, the stars, and they actually do have a big effect on us, and then there's also probably stuff going on global, and there's probably also, like, I don't know, all sorts of other stuff going on that, like, make us get into a funk, but I think that, um Oh, yep. There can be speaking of you, Libra said saw my father figure in my dream. The night before last, I had a dream, because my son was watching Star Wars for the first time, and he loves Legos, and, like, I had this dream that I was playing Legos with him, but I was, like I was holding, for anyone who's a Star Wars fan, I forget the names of them. The Death Star, no, the one Darth Vader's ship, anyway. And I had like there were like two Darth Vaders, like both in the Lego. And I woke up thinking about, and then also like Luke was like in another one, and we were playing, and I was like, both of my parents were double Darth Vader, so so I was maybe dreaming about that. Anyway, yeah. So we get into these funks and yeah, and we do. And so what you have to do is you just have to like get out of them and oh my goodness. Wait, do you have cancer, Jamie? I'm sorry that you were faking your cancer. If you do actually have cancer, I'm really sorry. That's super intense, and just send you a big fat. Oh, I'm on my computer, so I get to make hearts. I send you a lot of love. um, yeah, that's heavy and hard, and yikes, not fun at all. So you're a warrior, and I love you. Hearts. um, Still do, but you're going to live forever. Whoop, whoop. That's what I'm talking about. Live your long life and kick that cancer in the ass. No, like seriously, you got this. You got this. I believe in you. I'm gonna sing and be really dorky, but I do. I believe in you. Um, yeah, so that's the thing. Now I'm just like hanging out being dorky on the video. But the thing is, like, I actually think if you can let your what did I say when I first got on Substack? Let your inner dork shine. I was actually really into that for a while. I told the girls, I was like, they're like, "Mom, you're going really crazy about this whole Substack thing." And I was like, "That's because get to let my inner dork out." And I was like, "I just get to be free. I get to be me." And I think that maybe I've lost a little bit of that because I've been so much about like publishing and growing and this and that and the other. And it's like, looking at people that are growing well and me too and all the shit. And I'm like, you know what? I just need to get out of my head and just like get back to like, let your inner dork shine so bright. Oh my God. Yes. So, ooh, yeah. I've done the Sinead O'Connor thing too. I've shaved my head, but I think I'm gonna keep it bleached blonde and because it has roots, but I just like I had a lot of fun bleaching it, and now I think I'm just gonna leave it bleached. It's fun. But that if at first I shaved it when I've shaved it at other points in my life, but when Finn got cancer, my husband, I shaved it in solidarity. And then I just sort of kept shaving it every time I would have like something else happen to me that felt hard. I would just keep shaving it until Mel, Mel, my oldest, and who may still be here. Maybe she just like turned it off because it's too much. But yeah, anyway, she and my other daughter were like, "Mom, can you stop with the purple? Stop with the shaved. Can you just like," they're like, "Oh my God, mom came to pick me up and you wouldn't believe it. She had purple hair. Like, can you just save that for another chapter of your life, mom? Can you please be done?" So yeah, I think I'm done. Making my teenage girls really happy about that. But you gotta live your wild, live your inner dork, live your wild self, do whatever floats your boat. I think the more of us that yes, yes, our inner dorks, because the thing is, we're all like trying to be cool and trying to like, I don't know, we're not really. Those of us on Substack are like, fuck it, let's just go be ourselves. Let's form a clan of people that are just gonna be authentic because like we're so fed up with all the other BS. Yeah, I have 3 girls and 1 boy, and, we're all, like, a very neurodivergent family, so I have never had any testing done, but I'm positive because when I started to hit, like, perimenopause and menopause, like, ADHD, 1,000%. Um, and then my son, we just got him tested, and he's autistic, but, like, lightly, so he doesn't, like, immediately present that way, but he has enough of the tisms. And then Mel is like has all 3 of the major learning disabilities. We didn't test her till like she was a junior in high school when we finally figured out that she had like dyslexia, dysgraphia, dyscalculia, ADHD, and then my other daughter also has ADHD. And so we're like a friend liked to call it a neurospicy household. um yeah, none of us is actually cool why we are here. That's true because the thing is, people that are cool are often like so masked. And like that's the thing when I feel like, oh, getting back to what I was going to say before. So we all come into this world like these innocent little beings. And then there's a split that happens with our personality. And we talked about this on my retreat. And it can be something really, really major and traumatic and awful that I don't wish for anyone, but unfortunately happened to me and my daughter. Or it can be stuff that's like really sort of minor where like a child, one of the stories at the workshop was like a child was like one of his earliest memories that came back to him was like he got himself a glass of orange juice when he was like 4 and he was really excited to drink it. And his dad was like, "Get up and get me one." Too, like, "I want one. Will you get me one?" And he was like not wanting to because he was really excited to drink his juice. And his dad was like, classic parenting moment, like, "Well, then I'm not gonna help you next time you want it." Like I've said shit like that to my kids. Probably wounded them for life too. Anyway, he remembers that and the split that happened when he went back to that memory of like not being like scared, like, what if my dad doesn't take care of me? Like, I rely on him. And also feeling that sense of like, I'm not allowed to have what I want right now. Or like, I can't have like I have to give up what I want for someone else. And like, so these splits that happen where we're like, I'm not allowed to be me, I'm not allowed to be authentic in the world. And then we end up having more and more and more and more and more until we get to the point where we are so heavily masked and our entire personality has been formed by this way of trying to people please, which is actually a fawn response to not feeling safe in your environment because of deregulated or unregulated adults, caregivers who can be the extreme of abusive and violent or addicted to stuff, or they can be just running all of their own splits from their childhood where they were trying to mask and be what society told them to be. So we pull in as young children because we're so at the mercy of our environment. So we pull in like trying to people please or trying to hyper vigilant like scan. So like, is it safe? Because we're not really safe when I mean, we're not, we can sometimes grow up in fairly safe households, but emotionally safe. Like if the adults around us are spinning or dissociated or, you know, or numbing out or have all their issues and their masks, then we as children read that and we're like, we're so sensitive as children. So then we read that it's not safe for us. And then when that happens, we begin to mold our personality to be like, okay, well, if I can just make this person feel okay, then I'll be okay. And then it becomes so second nature. Like I wrote an article about this, the neural pathways become like the first time you start to do it when you're little with those first initial splits of like getting the glass of orange juice. I guess I don't get to be me. I have to do this. Like that's a benign example. And so it's an easy one to use. But then all the other splits when you end up doing something for someone else and turning off what you needed to do for you. And it happens, it's part of being a human, but like you do it. And then what was maybe the first time, and then it becomes a learned response that happens over and over and over. Um, let's make it a party. Okay, sounds good. Make a party on the next live. That's what Jamie's saying. So anyway, like, yeah, you can just like you get into this place where you're basically just constantly chronically masked in a personality that was formed from what is socially acceptable, what is cool. That's what got me on this little tangent, being cool or being an inner dork. And so like I think as kids, like we're all just like free little inner dorks running around. And we're not dorks because we're adorable, but like that term is funny, dork. But like we're all just like adorable running around. And then we pull in all of these masks and then we pretty soon we forget who we were before that. And so becoming authentic is really like peeling away the parts of you that had to show up in a certain way because that's what you were told you had to do. And so I think that to survive, essentially, it's survival wiring. And so as you begin to heal and as you begin to become more discerning on like what relationships are healthy for you and what relationships are not, you are able to start to become more authentic. And I think that like coming to places like Substack where you get to be yourself without having to be performative and you get to just like share your voice and people care and they respond and that's how humans were meant to be. But because we've all been so conditioned, I think those of us that made ourselves that found our way to this place where we could be creatively expressive and where we could share our truth and where we could talk about the trauma we've survived and then have people listen to us deeply because you're sharing like long posts about this stuff. That's what it's really about. And then I got sort of like side looped into this whole thing about like the growth and what I had more views before and now I don't have any and now people, like all that stuff that like is part of the false matrix, I like to call it. But really it was never about that. It's about self-expression. We came here to be humans that self-express and like when we're on our deathbeds, we're not going to be wondering like how many people subscribe to us, how many views we got on a post. Um yeah. Um so yeah. Anyway, I'm like reading some of your posts. Um let's see. Believing, trusting, taking things seriously. Yeah, so it's just like I think that we're all here and we're all sharing our truth and like we are lucky when we get read and then like if like lots of people read us, like that's cool too, but that's not what it's all about. And so I think just like keeping it simple, keeping it like what what are you doing? Like you're here to express. We're human beings that came to express and that's what it's really about. So yeah, I think that we sometimes get a little distracted and when we compare and when we forget that really it's about being authentic. Really it's about peeling away those masks and being like, being your heart and sharing love and sharing authenticity and sharing together in community, becoming, like we're pack animals and we want to be loved and we want to be seen and witnessed. And we also want to express. And those are all things that should be our birthright. And it should be part of every community and it should be part of every household and it should be part of every child's life. And like, imagine a dream in a world where like every child could be born into a family that could be plugged in to a community that could be full of authentic humans who are creatively expressing and like caring about each other and and sharing and like and if we lived in a world where like there was food and shelter and safety, um what a beautiful thing it might be. So, anyway, I don't know. There's like a whole thing about the systems thing, but I forget what that thing's called. There's a lot of Substack writers talking about INFJ. Um, but wait, what does that stand for again? You guys will have to like write it out for me because I am not knowing that acronym. um, Yeah, it's probably something easy. Once you spell it out, I'll be like, "Oh, yeah." But, anyway, yeah, it's good stuff. I'm glad I came on. I That's the thing, I was like, well, because I was like, I've been having, like, AI run all my like, "Give me your diagnostics on my platform, and what should I be doing differently, and why is no one wanting to read me anymore, and then why is everything dropping off?" And it was like, you can go about it and just make yourself crazy, or you can just like forget it. Introverted, intuitive, feeling, and judging, representing rare and idealistic personality type, often called the advocate. Yeah, that might be. I definitely love to advocate for like others and people that I feel like are marginalized and all that good stuff. But I'll have to read more about all of that. Um, anyway, I think I'm gonna sign off just because it is 1 AM my time, and I should go get some sleep because I have to take the kids, my younger 2, to soccer camp tomorrow morning. We call it soccer, but for those of you who are over there in Europe, it's, good old football, and I'm gonna be in Spain soon and on that time zone too. But, yeah, it's been really nice having a little moment with you guys, and, thanks for being here. Mhm. I appreciate it. Give you guys another little bit of love. Yeah. Yep, I'm gonna be going to Spain. But not for another couple months. Thank you, Bruno. Grazie mille. I've been so immersed in my Italian in my Spanish, but I'm like, um, yeah, I can, like, speak Italian too, but, like, the Italian gets pushed to the side so that I can push the Spanish forward because 'cause I'm trying to go for this Spanish master's program, and I find out in a couple days if they accepted me because, I need a visa, and I was trying to get a visa, and so, yeah, anyway, I'm trying to get over to Spain. We'll see how it happens. It was a lot harder to get a visa than I realized, so I was like, "Well, I'll be a student then." Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Libra. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Bruno. Thank you. Let's see who else came on. Ollie, if she's still here. Melody, I doubt she's still here, my daughter, but she came on in the beginning, which was really cute. Um, Blue, thank you guys. Um, Ani, and I'm reading through your names. I think that's everyone. At M. Yeah, thank you guys. I love you. This was fun.